Hey traders, welcome back to the channel. This is my week in review. It was a pretty quiet week for me as far as trading. It was also a wild week for a lot of things that happened in the market. There was some pretty good economic news at the beginning of the week, and then the jobs report just really blew things out, which means there's probably a less likely a chance to have a rate cut. And so the stock kind of dipped at the end, but I almost was up to 40,000 here. I went up to as far as 39,985. Didn't quite break the 40,000. I haven't contributed this month because I've had some expenses to contend with. I did contribute 2,000 last month. My goal is to contribute like 1,600 a month. So I might put some more in later this month. But so far I haven't made my contribution that I normally do at the beginning of the month. So I'm just kind of hoping this will break 40,000, hopefully 50,000 by end of the year. Let's see, I've got a screenshot of my trades that I made, that I had going at the end of the day Friday. All of these were had gone into the money, and I thought they would get called away. These PLTR, SoFi, and maybe even, well, not SoundHound, but WBD. AI is expiring next week, and so is the realty income there, at the bottom. But a lot of these went into the money, and I was hoping to maybe let them go and get the cash and deploy it elsewhere. But that didn't happen, so I'm going to have to just continue with the covered calls, which is totally fine. Things have gone up, so I can get a better premium now for the covered calls, especially on things like PLTR, which has gone up quite a bit. I've got 400 shares of this, and so it's nice to get some more premium. This might go in the money because there's some good news for PLTR. They got like a $400 million contract with the Army, and a lot of people are interested in the stock. So it might go up. Might be worth holding on to this. I don't know. I've got a lot of money involved in it, so I might. My goal here is to sell covered calls, cash cure puts for premium and not buy and hold. I might take some of that, some of my profits, and buy some buy and hold stuff. That's kind of my long-term goal is to buy dividend stocks. So I like this stock, and if it gets called away, that's fine. I'll sell at my cost or more. But if it doesn't, I'm happy to hold on to it too. I did try an experiment this month, and I bought some shares of AMZ, which is a high yield stock ETF from YieldMax. And let's take a look at YieldMax. What these funds do, a lot of them, is to, I believe they do a synthetic call. They don't own Amazon, but it's based on Amazon and moves with the price of Amazon. And so they set up a like synthetic, I believe it's like a long calls, and they sell short calls against that to generate income. And they pay out, like last month they paid out 97 cents per share. And I got into it this month, and it's paying out 95 cents per share. So, I've got 210 shares, and so I made, let's see in my sheet here, I made a dividend at $225 for that off the cash invested of roughly 4,000 or 5,000. The NAV erosion, there's a thing called NAV erosion. When they pay these out, they use part of the funds, and it drops the price. Hopefully the prices come up. That's kind of why I like Amazon, because it's a good stock and it tracks with the stock and it'll come up. But a lot of these, they drop at the first of the month and they make their payouts. My average cost is $23.08. So far, with the price being down and the amount of shares I have, my total return is minus 280. So I'm hoping this is going to go up. Again, it's just an experiment. It's close enough that I can sell this, and if I take a small loss, that's fine. But hopefully, with the price being lower, I might end up buying more shares, because I think long term, this could be, something that brings in a ton of income. So this dividend that I made is a little bit deceiving. People like to think, I made all this money on these high yield stocks, and you don't really sometimes, because the NAV erosion, your actual price between what you bought these at and the price now is on paper, at least it's down. So just an experiment, trying with that. So looking at my trades from last week, let's see, the end of the month in May, had this PLTR covered call. It's actually expired, so I keep the shares, and I've got this AI that's set to expire 6/14, and I've got this realty income that's set to expire on 6/21. So these other stocks that I had calls on, SoFi had 100 shares, strike price is $7, I collected $9, so not a lot of premium for these. WBD, these all expired, SoundHound and Unity Software. So I didn't really collect a lot here, but I did collect $225 from my dividends for AMZ. So that put me up, after the first week of June here, I'm on track for $1,000 a month, which is my goal for income. So it was a crazy week. There's Roaring Kitty from the GameStop fame was back after 3 years. People were wondering if it was really him. That's created all this buzz and shot the stock up. And Roaring Kitty had some announcements to make, and everybody was excited. Let's take a look at GameStop for last week. Let's go like back a month, and Roaring Kitty started a buzz with some mysterious postings. Everybody got excited. There's some bag holders from like 3 years ago that are hoping the stock would go up someday and they could break even and get out of it. And there's just some rabid fans of Roaring Kitty. I don't understand it. It's a meme stock, and there's no fundamental, there's no fundamentals from the company that would make the stock price jump like this, but it's all speculation. So things kind of went down. It was elevated for a while, and then the announcement stuff came out with Roaring Kitty, and then it just dropped. A lot of people, I think, were expecting like a squeeze and for the stock to shoot up, and that would just have like a compounding effect, and they'd get a squeeze. And it did go way up. People, a lot of them could have sold at the top. Many, I'm sure, did. But the company came out and they did something like 75. They dispersed or created 75 million new shares, and so they diluted the shares. And Roaring Kitty has a bunch of calls out. I think he's still above his strike price, so he'll probably still make money, but he was kind of on track. He could have made like almost $1 billion, which is absolutely crazy. So after this video, it's just kind of like just nonsense. It's entertaining, I guess, but I didn't really watch the whole thing. It was kind of unwatchable for me. Looking at some Twitter posts, this guy says Roaring Kitty's down $235 million on the day with a $600,000 concurrent live viewers, and is absolutely unhinged on a YouTube live stream with no game plan. This person here was up 270,000 on GameStop. She started with 33 at a buy and went up to 67. Should have sold. She had 8,000 shares, then it went back to 33. Looks like she hit her stop loss and it triggered, and she got out of the trade. Maybe should have held on. I think this is not over. This might go back up, but a lot of people are just doing a lot of crazy stuff, and it's not the kind of stuff I recommend. You want to just keep away from meme stocks, and you want to learn the fundamentals as much as possible, and don't go with these crazy internet trends. It's the market's become just a wild west lately, but you want to just stick with simple plans where you can make steady income, like selling calls and cash secured puts, and just be conservative, and you'll make money and do well. You might have your losses, but they're not going to be huge, giant losses. And if you are up, I feel like I was up this much, it's easy to look back on for someone else and armchair quarterback it, but I would take at least half my position off and make some money. And if it went down, you're not just back to zero and starting from scratch. This person says, imagine losing $250 million for all to see on YouTube. It could be the worst moment of anyone's life. Hope he's okay. It didn't really seem to faze him. He's still having fun with it, and I think he's still got a lot of money. So, you might not have 250 million, but you might have 30 million or something. I don't know the whole story of what's going on with Roaring Kitty right now, but it's just kind of fun to see everyone's opinion on it. Update on my condo. I'm going to sell this condo. I've had a tenant in there about 7 years. She's really great, but I'm kind of done with the real estate thing. I want to invest my money into real estate investment trust and get most of the benefits of owning real estate without the risk and the stress of having something where things can go really wrong and come back to bite you. And I won't have like the taxes, and I won't have like the condo due, so I'll save a little money in there. But I can take a big chunk of this, hopefully like 300,000 or more, and put it into my portfolio and really scale up. So I'm making like $1,000 a month off of like let's say a $30,000 account. And if I had $300,000, I could make maybe $10,000 a month. So it's a good little condo. I think it's going to sell well. The market's still up, and there's demand. So in about 5 weeks, I'll probably list this thing and get it up on the market. And hopefully by end of summer, I'll have a chunk of change that I can use to start trading with and scaling up this account. So for next week, I've set up these trades. I've just pretty much redone all these trades. The market's gone up, and I've been able to make some premium on this. So I sold 400 shares or 4 contracts of PLTR, collected 135 premium for that. These other ones didn't get a lot of premium for those, so just kind of like wait until the price goes up and these can get called away, and I'll have some more cash to deploy and use elsewhere. SoFi I collected, it's in process, $15, and so add that to my AMZ, and I'm up to like 421.96 on the month. So that is pretty much well on my way to my goal of 1,000 a month. Hopefully I can make some good trades in the next few weeks and bring this up to my goal. And that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did, please hit the like button. It helps my channel. And leave a comment if there's any videos and things you want to see. I can make some how-to videos, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.